Guys, I have a problem. Not that kind of problem. My problem is that every single time there's a new season of anime, about halfway through, I'll watch the fantasy stuff. I gotta scratch the fantasy itch. I need to know what's coming out, which is why I knew going into this week that these would be some solid recommendations for you guys. The only question was, did the second halves live up to the first halves? Did they nail the endings? Or am I going to be really sad in this video? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Binging Last Season, where I, a vegetable, tell you, a human, about anime you can binge from last season. And today we're starting with Katai Naka no Osan Kensei ni Naru, or From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, which is most definitely not an anime that just serves as wish fulfillment for old people like me. Don't say that about me, you fucking take that back. It's about a middle-aged sword master named Beryl who has a massive complex about the fact that he is weak because he can't even beat up his dad. Which is a weird metric to judge your strength by, but okay. He just so happens to have trained every single extremely powerful swordsman in the kingdom, and like everybody else too for that matter. Like they could be walking down a street at some point and walk past a bakery and somebody be like, oh hey sensei, and sensei be like, oh shit, is that bread McDough? You trained at my dojo for 2 years so you could learn how to make bread better. Long story short, he gets dragged into a teaching position with the Order of Knights by one of his former students who is their commander and whose uniform looks like this, by the way.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And his parents are like, by all means, move out of our basement, get out there, go, and while you're out there in the city, find yourself a wife and give us some grandbabies, please. And he's like, Dad, for the fucking 11th time, please stop talking about this. Just order your food. The waitress is embarrassed, and the waitress is like, sir, this isn't a soap land, it's a Chili's. And he's just like, give me grandbabies! The first half of this season gave us a story in a fantasy world, not of grandeur, not of absurdity, but of technicality, of a sword master who honed his skills to a degree that he can try to keep up with this world that has magic and these wild monsters in it, but he's not a superhero. He's just a middle-aged man who has taken his sword skills to the upper limit of where they're capable of going. And the second half did that, but he's a dad now. One of the best things about this anime is that while every single other female character within a 10-mile radius of our main character might harbor a little crush on him, the daughter never does, and I fuck with that. And the fights in this show are interesting. I won't call them good or bad. It looks like CGI, and if it is CGI, to be honest, it's pretty high quality for being CGI. Normally that type of stuff bothers me, but here it looks pretty good. But at the same time, conceptually, the fights don't necessarily work. Because like I said earlier, there is no, Tensa Zangetstu, there's no like big sword swing slash energy bolt coming out of nowhere. This is just technically focused. He doesn't have any superpowers. And the fights want to focus on his sword work and zoom in and do all this slow motion stuff. But at the end of the day, sometimes that ends up just looking mid. There's no other way to put it. It's not bad per se, it's just not that exciting. I gave this one a 7 out of 10. I think the story is good. I think the characters are good. They're pretty fun to watch. I think the action is pretty good. And I think the art, while being a little bit different, it's good. Overall, just everything about this anime to me says good. Not quite great, but it is good. The other anime I finished this week was The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, which I'm not saying in Japanese because the Japanese title is really fucking long and kinda dumb. Do you ever feel undervalued or unappreciated? Do you feel like people try to put you down in order to make you feel like you are lesser than, even though you are actually quite capable? You'd be better off without those people. If you feel that way about your life and the people in it, you might be a narcissist, but you're also gonna fucking love this one. Healer was in Party. Party did not appreciate Healer. Healer gets kicked out of Party, promptly activates life cheat codes, and spends the rest of the runtime surrounded by babes. Not the child. We're not fucking talking about the child. No, they're fucking not! We don't need to talk about overpowered protagonist shenanigans because just by those 3 words, you already kinda know what's gonna happen in this anime. The only thing we really need to talk about is the fact that Zofia is best girl. By fucking far, it's not even close. Lizard Robin Hood takes the cake. This is specifically what I'm into. Like, who else could contend? What, like, oh, Witch Watch? Yandere Dark Elf? The girl who has the nerd take her panties off form? Fuck that. This is best girl of the season. I will fight you all to the death. Don't fucking test me. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I don't think this really had anything special enough to bump it up to a 9. It's just a standard OP protagonist, anime. Kind of harem, I think. It didn't try to be funny that often, but when it did, the expressionless straight man protagonist worked well as like a foil to the more absurd other characters. And in that same vein, there weren't a ton of fights in this anime, but when they happened, they looked great, and some of the scenes were very pretty. There's just not a lot to complain about here. We're just allowed to be happy this week. We did it. We escaped depression jail. We're allowed to just enjoy anime for once. Thank God. Can't say the same for next week, though. I'll see you guys then.